New details have emerged regarding the Florida State University shooter, and Donald Trump and MAGA should pay close attention. Welcome to Occupy Democrats. I'm David Reddish. As you probably know, yesterday, April 17th, the Tallahassee campus of Florida State University erupted in chaos after a mass shooter opened fire on the student body. 2 people died and 6 others were injured. The incident occurred over several hours as the shooter entered the student union around noon and proceeded to terrorize the campus for the next 3 hours. Take a look at this overview. Now, this is a longer clip, but it's essential for the breaking news we are about to share.
Here's what we know right now about the shooting. Florida State Police identified the shooter as 20-year-old Phoenix Ikner, the son, again, of a Leon County Sheriff's deputy. Tallahassee police say they found a weapon at the scene that was his mother's former service weapon, and a shotgun was also found at the scene there on campus, though it's unclear if it was used in the shooting. Ikner was shot but is still alive at this hour in a hospital there in the Tallahassee area. Police say, though, he is refusing to speak with them.
That's right. He has non-life-threatening injuries. This all unfolding at the Student Union, the heart of FSU. It's a central gathering place for students. The Student Union, again, in the middle of this sprawling large campus where more than 44,000 students are enrolled and 16,000 employees. And you have to keep in mind, the shooting started there near the Student Union at 11:50, just around lunchtime, where many people would have been gathered to eat or meet up or go to work at the Student Union.
Yeah. Yes, and we are now getting images of the suspect from his social media, but that Instagram account has been since shut down. We know that he was a student at FSU. Before that, he went to Lincoln High School in Tallahassee. We also know that Ikner was very close to the law enforcement community. His mother is Jessica Ikner, a veteran deputy with Leon County Sheriff's Office, who for several years was a school resource deputy. We are told that he used her old service weapon that she personally owned, authorities say, in that attack.
At the time of this report, the names of the victims in this attack have not been made public, though police have confirmed they were 2 adult men, not students at the university. Phoenix Ikner, the suspect in question, sustained injuries in his arrest, but they are not life-threatening. At the time of this report, he still has yet to cooperate with police. Still, details have begun to emerge. More on those in a moment. At Occupy Democrats, our hearts and minds go out to the victims of this tragedy. God be with you all. No doubt, as with the ever-growing number of mass attacks like this one, Americans and the world will continue to search for answers as to why this happened, what motivated the attacker, and what could have been done to prevent this tragedy. As those conversations commence, it's important to take into account what has already come to light about Phoenix Ikner. He was a student enrolled at FSU, and now we are learning he was an avid supporter of Donald Trump and the MAGA movement. He is a registered Republican in his district, and photos of him wearing a Make America Great Again hat have also surfaced. Coupling with those details, a classmate has also come forward to share his interactions with Ikner. Reed Siebold, who was on campus at the time of the shooting, had a history of strange interactions with Ikner over Ikner's political beliefs. Take a look.
So I spent my first 2 years at Tallahassee, now called Tallahassee State College, but we called it TCC. And I was the president of a political talk group we called the Political Roundtable, and he joined the club when I was at TCC. Basically our only rule was no Nazis. Colloquially speaking, and he espoused so much white supremacist rhetoric and far-right rhetoric as well, to the point where we had to exercise that rule. I also know he was a member of the TCC Turning Point chapter, and since TCC, I have seen him in passing a couple times. Today, I was talking to a friend who had talked to him yesterday, or 2 days ago, pardon me, and he was talking about how he wasn't ready for exams.
To be clear, Reed, I just want to make sure that folks understand this. So you were a transfer student essentially into FSU, right? So you started the first 2 years in Tallahassee, and that is where you knew Phoenix Ikner, the suspected shooter here. And you say that he was essentially, it sounded like, kicked out of a political club that you were in because of his, as you described them, views on white supremacy?
Yes, ma'am. So it wasn't necessarily a formal kicking out, but he was asked not to come back, and was really what had happened was we had, it was a debate, back and forth, back and forth. And after enough times, I mean, he did not feel welcome because he was not welcome with his rhetoric. We allow people of all, beliefs, creeds, whatever. And he somehow found a way to not fit the bill on everyone else.
We will continue to update you on this story as it develops. One other final detail stands out that I'd like to share. One of the students on campus yesterday, someone who hid in the basement of the student union in a barricaded room, also survived the Parkland school shooting in 2018. He reportedly said he never thought he would have to live through something like this ever again. So here's my question. Why in the name of heaven did he have to? Why can Congress not pass common sense gun reform to keep lunatics from perpetrating this kind of attack? Why do politicians like Donald Trump and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis continue to defend making firearms available to everyone, regardless of having a history of violence or mental health issues? Why, for that matter, can Republican politicians in this country not take steps to address the very real mental health crisis? These people talk about a woke mind virus destroying the country. Phoenix Ikner wasn't queer or gender nonconforming. He's not some immigrant. He's not a defender of racial justice or an advocate for universal health care or any of the other pet issues Trump's Republican Party likes to vilify. He is one of your own, MAGA. The real mind virus, the one that is killing people in this country as you sit there in your red hats and cheer on tariffs and talk about the evils of empathy, is MAGA madness. It is white supremacy, it's authoritarianism, it's glorifying violence, it's toxic gender roles, it's government corruption, and it is lies. The constant normalizing of a never-ending flow of gaslighting lies. So here we are in MAGA's America, and yet somehow the path to making America great is littered with the bodies of the innocent. And the problem is not with progressive liberals in this country. The problem is with the MAGA madness. In the past year, it has held 2 Trump supporters to violence, Phoenix Ikner and Thomas Crooks, who shot Donald Trump last summer. And your solution to this is mass deportations? Why do I have a feeling that even if Crooks and Ikner are convicted of their crimes, they won't end up in a gulag in El Salvador? Why do I know they will still be afforded due process, which is more than anyone can say for Kilmar Garcia? You want to make America great? Then stop these attacks before they happen. Make sure every American has access to mental health treatment without out-of-pocket cost, and stop the spread of guns. They're machines only designed to kill. Defuse MAGA time bombs like Phoenix Ikner before they sow this kind of chaos. God help America, and God forgive us all. This is Occupy Democrats.